How you doing, folks? It's a Saturday evening here in sunny Navan, and I've just had the dog out for a walk and had my lunch, and I've decided to go and have a bit of a play in the garage. Now today I'm a man on a mission. I'm going to try and get this to run. Okay, so if you looked at the previous video, we have the carburetor fully restored, okay, and it's ready to go back on permanently. Well, not at this stage, but when the engine is rebuilt, this will go on permanently. It's basically as good as it's ever going to get. And we have the magneto basically back together as well too. Magneto's over in this box over here. We have no coil, but we have the points installed. It's turning over lovely. Bearings are grand. But what I'm going to do is, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to use a car ignition coil, and I'm going to try and get a spark out of it. So once we have a spark, we fuel. I know we have compression because we did a test of that in the previous video. Let's see if we can start it. There's a few bits missing from the engine, so I'm not going to run it for any length of time. And on the carburetor, I'm going to have to try and figure out a way of just wedging the carburetor, the throttle butterfly in a particular position, because otherwise the engine has a potential to run away, and I don't want that to happen. So yeah, let's see how we get on anyway. Should be interesting. Now what I have done is I've actually bolted the engine down just temporarily onto this plinth. When we have the engine rebuilt, I'll make something a bit more permanent, but for the moment this is absolutely fine. It's not going to go anywhere, it's safe enough, I think, you know, but, I'll keep a hand on it anyway when it's running. Should be alright. Okay, so the magneto is reinstalled now with 2 bolts, and the original shims came out of it. As I keep saying, the engine is coming back apart at a later stage, but let's just see how, see if the contact breaker points, or points for short, are working properly. And if they are, that is a good start. So I'll put a positive lead there and a negative lead in the housing. And as I rotate the engine, or rotate the points, yeah, that's working. So we've opened, we've an open line there now, or open line, short circuit, open line, short circuit. Brilliant. That's all we're looking for on that one. So that means our points are working. Means then at a later stage when we put the coil in, it should also work as well too. That'll be the theory behind it anyway, but of course these things never work the way you expect them to. Nonetheless, next step is to put the chain back on and set the timing. I don't know how to set the timing on this, so a bit of reading to be done here at this point in time. So that's kind of our next step. I am sure there are timing marks somewhere on it. I just have to find them, and I have to set everything up so that I suppose the points open at the point it's supposed to fire. So whatever it is, before top dead center or after top dead center or whatever, we'll figure it out. It's not rocket science, it's a list around, you know. So let's continue on. Chain is looking pretty decent there now anyway. All the links are moving as they should. So we're not going to need a new chain, which is great. For those that don't know, the chain drives the magneto. So that's good news. We will of course grease it up when we're putting it back on permanently, but you know, for a minute or so I'm going to run this engine, I think it'll manage without any oil. It's not going to destroy itself at 350 RPM, you know. At least I sincerely hope it won't. I'd be a little surprised if it did, to tell you the truth. So next step is I need to repair those threads on I need to repair the threads on the shaft of the magneto, because they were damaged when I was pulling the chain sprocket off. So I am hoping that Imperial tap will do the job, but that remains to be seen. Said the man who sells glass coffins. Bad joke there, courtesy of Enzo. Let's see how we're looking here now. Yeah, you know, I think that's actually working. So that's I can't get the tap handle on in place. You think I would have done this while it was still in the vise on the bench, but I actually forgot about it. Now it's on, it's not coming off. Not for the moment anyway. So you know what? I'm not going to go right the way down. I think the nut should be able to do the rest of the work. We'll just get the, actually, let's see there, hang on. Put our screwdriver in there. Okay. Good enough. Let's not go overboard here. Right. So what we need now is we need a chain sprocket, we need a washer, and we need the nut. We have all of those. Chain sprocket on loosely, washer and nut on loosely as well. Some rusty imperial tools will come in handy here once again. So that's what, 9/16, so 5/8 in the next size up. Hang on, beautiful. Okay. So not to damage the rotor, let's get a little plastic scraper and use that as a wedge to stop the rotor turning. Where are my scrapers gone? There's some up there. Now, important thing here is we're not going to tighten it all the way, because we have to be able to rotate the sprocket independently of the mag, so that we can set the timing. So we'll just nip it so that it's nearly home, but that another probably quarter turn, perfect. And then when next thing we can do is we can put the chain on. So the chain sprocket now turns independently of the mag, but will turn with the engine. So I can set the mag in one position. Set the so we set the mag in one position. We set the engine to whatever position it needs to be. We rotate rotate the engine so it's at the position it needs to fire. Okay, so that's turning, although the chain is it's very tight actually. You can take the shim out of that, and I think I will, you know. I don't want to ruin the bearings and have to grease them back up again. That would be a bit of a disappointment. So we take that out. One of the shims should pop out quite readily. So let's see now. How'd you go? So, chain's probably a bit loose now, but I think in this context, loose is probably better than tight. As I said, loose is just it means the chain is a bit slack. Tight, it's going to wear everything. And that will give me another headache. Let's see how it is when we tighten up this. 5/8 spanner. it's a Whitworth, but the imperial spanners do fit. Let's take out our link, put it in from the back instead of the front, so you can put our retainer on it. Ah, shit. Okay, well, I wasn't intending for that to happen, but at the end of the world. To the side of the removable link, so we're just going to pop that back on, and pliers will do for that. It's behind us. Okay, now so that's the chain on, the mag is on, it's free to turn. Yes, the chain is slack, but as I said, I prefer it that way than being too tight. And when it's all back together again, we can see what the tension's supposed to be on and set it to that. We're a long way away from that point though. So anyway, let's do a bit of reading. Look at, if that's it, great. If not, it's probably close enough to have it run anyway. Now point the so the which one is that? That is the, I think that's the inlet valve. Alright, so let's spin it 360. Both valves are closed there, so that's the compression stroke. So that's where we want our points to open. Okay. Let's see now which way is it? Clockwise. Okay, so that's that. Stick our meter on these. I'm going to turn the magneto so that the points just open at that point. Okay, that's all it took. Oh, it didn't. It just made a lie around me. It's amazing how you can spend so much time on something so bloody trivial. Okay, let's see how we're looking. Great, okay, you'll get close enough. Right, so that's one thing done. Timing is set. Next, I'm going to put the carburetor on. I'm not going to change the gasket just yet because I don't want to ruin a new gasket. So use the old one. I have new bolts and everything for it, so they will get used. in the final rebuild, which will be detailed in videos or two, of course. But for the moment, this is good enough. Give them a nip. Right enough. Okay, right, so that's the carburetor back on. That was a nice easy job. Can't say the building was massively easy, but it wasn't massively difficult either. Alright, so I am going to put an exhaust on it. I don't want to deafen myself, I may as well. I have one, so it's only going on loosely now. So this lad here needs to go on first. I have bolts forward. So, 2 bolts. Not going to worry about a gasket or washers or anything for the moment, it's just going on loosely. Let's use our impact gun. I like this thing. To be honest with you, what I like is Ryobi tools are brilliant because of the fact that they have all the tools use the same battery. Now a lot of other manufacturers are going that way too, but it's a nice feeling the quality of these as well too. And this thing is strong, especially if you get it with a 5 amp hour battery. Now I haven't got it with a 5 amp hour battery, but it's not. It's one of those things that as time goes on, I'll get it. Look at the thing. It's not going anywhere for the moment. Okay. It'll get the exhaust gases away from the carburetor as well too. And alright. Now I do have an elbow fitting for that, and it'll look a bit better once it's painted it black and everything as well. I might actually shorten it. We'll see. It's further down the line again. So, carburetor, exhaust, magneto. I need an ignition coil next, so let's see if you can get one of them. I could have sworn I had a spare ignition coil somewhere, but apparently I didn't, so you'll see the bonnet of the Golf is open behind me there, so that'll answer any questions you need answered. At least I know it works, because I was only driving the Golf into work yesterday, so you know it's driving well. So won't be driving so well at the moment, mind. So there's our HT lead in anyway, okay. Go straight over to your spark plug. Yeah, that's that on. What we do is actually take the spark plug out and make sure we're getting a spark before we do anything else. There for a moment. Negative on the coil goes the little copper contact here, which is the points. That's fine, and it goes there. If you want to shut it off, just disconnect that, it's going to stop. Okay, so you can see what's going on here. Right, so there's negative onto the points. Points are down here, power goes down through here into little posts down on there. Okay, job's a good one. And positive, what you do there is you connect your battery, or in this case I'm going to use a 12 volt power supply, onto the plus side of the coil, and the negative of the power supply or battery onto the body of the magneto. So where is my power supply? Here it is. Power supply is actually a 12 volt Golf battery charger, which I nicked from a defunct Golf battery, Golf cart battery. So I've used it for a lot of things, I know it works. So that goes there, maybe there. And this goes, which way are we going to do this? Loop it around here, out of harm's way is kind of what I'm thinking here. for obvious reasons. Now, nice thing about using a 12-volt power supply is that you can switch it on and off with a wall socket. It's on there now, right? So, let's turn over the engine, see if we're getting a spark. If we're getting a spark, I'll put fuel in it. Exciting times, guys. Okay, nothing there yet. Let's see if we try there. Nothing. Maybe that HT lead is no good. That was one off a mini. Okay, might not have been in far enough. Right, so let's try a different HT lead. I have one off a beat, but at least it's the VW one. So we'll get that now in a second and see how that goes. Right. You know, of course, what's going to happen here is that, hey, the spark plug will be the fault, but what we'll do is we'll try this spark plug. I have a new spark plug for it anyway as well too, but that goes there. Yeah, that was a problem. The connection's quite deep in this. Oh yes. We're getting spark, guys. Hey. Okay, right, so got a spark, got a carburetor, we've got an exhaust fitted. The power supply doesn't like this, but it'll be alright. Okay. Yeah, the plug is in hand tight. I mean, Jesus, it's going to be alright, isn't it? Let's turn it around this way. What I'm doing now is I'm just unscrewing the cover for the float bowl, okay? Now what's going to happen is I need to plug up this this little union here, otherwise petrol's going to pour out of it as soon as I fill the float bowl, so that just won't do. So, okay, so that should be fluid tight, reasonably so anyway. And I have a petrol can here. I'm going to pour a bit of petrol or gas, as you say in America, in here. Petroleum or gasoline, whatever you prefer, I don't really care, to be honest with you. Okay, I should flip a little bit there. Yeah, it's alright. Okay. So, let's open our petrol tap a little bit. That is better. Okay, more petrol. Great, okay, right then, so we have petrol, we have a spark, we have a fire extinguisher in the next room if we need it, and I'm hoping we won't. But let's give it a crank and see what happens. You ready, guys? Exciting times. Oh, she's kicking. It's starting. It's trying. Oh, not easy. It ain't easy being wheezy, guys. You won't petrol in there. Alright, let's try again. Certainly try it anyway. Oh, she's running, she's running, hey. I've no governor on it at the moment, so I have to manage to steer it myself. Okay, let's change my glove. Let the smoke clear a little bit. This is exciting actually. Now, this is where I really get interested in this project. I'd be a little bit less scared of it if I had a governor on it, but the problem is I'm afraid of it running away. She could be low on fuel now. I only just filled the float bowl. There's no petrol tank on it, of course. And that's of the fuel. I can get some from my lawnmower if I need to. Yeah, I definitely need a better picture than this. Plug is saturated. Let's get the plug clean. See, don't forget, I put a lot of oil down the inlet and the exhaust and everything on this engine, so it has to try and get rid of all that. It's a bit choked up at the moment. But that's why I want to run it before I strip it down as well. Alright, now, we'll try one more time. Might have enough petrol in there just to give it the billy. Oh, I think I might have been flooding it. Okay, more petrol. Erupt from it all more. So let's get some of that in there. Alright. Now, let's kick this pig. Alright. Let's stick the new spark plug in it. What do you reckon? I think we'll do that. Where's it gone? Let's see. Yeah, near enough. That's how you adjust the gap on it. In this instance, anyway. You have to take the little ferrule off the top of it. Yeah, I have ordered a proper little brass nut for it. So there is a second order of parts coming for this. Not expensive, it's first order. I think I nearly spent about 150 euros on that stuff. Maybe a little less, but it wasn't far off that anyway. So that's half open. That's about half open. Put your finger on the air valve. Yeah. With the HP lead on, that would be a good help, wouldn't it? Come on, baby. She wants to kick, but I don't know why it won't stay running. Ooh, she's kicking backwards. Okay, I'd say the float bowl's empty now. bit warm anyway. Doesn't want to die. Oh yes. Oh yes. I enjoyed that. Now that was good. So she's up and running. So where does this leave us now? Well, basically, yeah, it's up and running, but the bearings on the crankshaft are still shot. We've no drain tap, and I cannot get the brass bit out. The valves I still don't think are sealing well, so that's probably one of the main reasons it's not actually running well. The Volkswagen Golf Mark II ignition coil I don't think was factory fitment on a Lister D. It's not to the best of my knowledge anyway. So I'm going to be putting that back on the Golf to return that to serviceability, and then we'll get our coil back from here. I have all the makings of a governor over there, but there's a few little bits and pieces, bits of hardware that I'm missing still, so I need to get all them sorted out. And yeah, so basically what I'm going to do from this point onwards is I'm going to strip the whole engine down. I've seen it run, I know it'll run, and I want it to run well, and I want it to be able to sit there doing its own thing for however long, you know, until it runs out of petrol. Obviously we're waiting on a petrol tank as well, that's another thing, so that's been ordered, it's on the way over. So yeah, I think that was a successful venture, don't you? Thanks very much for watching and for all your support. It's been very much appreciated. A few comments in that as well too over on the stationary engine collectors group on Facebook has been great as well too. Many people comment on YouTube, and I'd like to see those comments coming thick and fast. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, stay tuned, and we'll get a bit further on in this project, and I have a few other nice little projects on the go as well too. So that would include the you might have noticed there's a set of Beetle wings there. My Beetle is going to be coming out of storage to go into go in for restoration, so we'll be documenting the progress on that. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one as well too. So thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, we'll continue this on from this point.